best side, man, honestly.
In this world of blame and shame, we point fingers, we play the game. But as our children cry in fear, we turn the blind eye, we shed no tears. Believe our women, they say, while our kids are led astray. Lost in darkness, lost in pain, yet their cries fall silent like the rain. It's a shame how far we've come, blaming all the men playing dumb. But our children need us near to wipe their tears and calm their fears. In this land of the free, water's the commodity for you and me. Can't you see? It's not fair, it's plain to see. People struggling to pay for something they need every day. In America where we say we're free, but water shouldn't come at a fee. A shorty just speaking in general about the things that seem so small. This ain't meant towards everyone, just a cry in the dark. In America where water is marked. Brothers and sisters, hear my plea. This is not about you or me. Our kids are the future, they hold the key. Wake up before we're met with defeat. In this world of chaos and strife, we must guide them to a better life. Teach them love, compassion, and light, so they can lead us out of this endless night. Let's unite as one strong force. For our children, let's stay on course. Together we can make a change and secure a better future in exchange. Y'all should have listened the first time they let the cat out the hat. Now it's a crime. Many are falling into a trap, thinking it's a game, but they full of cap. Some are ready and fully strapped, while others keep falling into the gap. The warning signs were clear as day, but some chose not to heed what they say. Now the consequences come to light. Those who ignored are in for a fight. Listen close and learn from this mishap. Don't be caught unaware, don't fall into the trap. From the wisdom of my elders I learned women are strong, independent and firm. But sometimes we need a helping hand to conquer challenges and make a stand. Independence is crucial, that's true. Yet together with a man we can pursue. Respect yourself first and foremost, so others will treat you like the most. Ladies growing up, remember this advice. You're capable of anything you devise, but partnership and respect go hand in hand. Embrace your strength and make a stand. Memories of the past I couldn't see, now I understand. The wisdom they gave me, respect yourself first, that's the key. To earn respect from others is how it should be. A man's worth measured by how he treats his queen. Love and romance in the air, a beautiful scene. A woman's power to uplift or demean. In her hands lies a man's dream. Lessons learned from an OG so true. In matters of the heart they know what to do. Love and respect intertwined like glue. In a world where old-fashioned values still ring through. Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan was a fairy tale. Now males want to be females without fail. Women want to be a man, it's a twisted tale. Flipping scripts and roles, they set sail. Fighting for roles, turn into moles. Making hits with their agenda goals. Targeting our kids, it takes a toll. To them it's a bliss, to us it's a black hole. They ain't trying to miss. Their agenda is the ultimate twist. Infiltrating young minds with their list, but we won't let them persist. I'm with women's rights, but what about men's too? Equality for all, it's long overdue. We want progress, we need to see both sides. Blame and shame won't help us unite. Don't label him a deadbeat without looking in the mirror. Sometimes it takes two to create rupture. Let's have conversations that include everyone. Empathy and understanding, the battles can be won. Men face struggles too, let's not forget. Their mental health matters, let's not neglect. It's time to break down walls and build bridges instead. Together we can strive for equality ahead. You scream for the police every time he come around, then scream child support abuse, playing victim in this town. Enjoy that check, boo, but remember what goes up must come down. The only time he's worthy is when he bails you out the mess you found. You play the game, manipulating hearts without a doubt, but karma's knocking at your door, there's no way out. You point fingers and shift the blame around, but in the end, it's your own chaos that you found. You dance with danger, living on the edge of lies, but the truth will catch up to you, no more disguise. The man you rely on to clean up your mess is so profound, will soon see through your facade and leave you astounded. Using a child as a weapon, it's a shame. A woman who lacks self-respect, I can't acclaim. Real men fighting for what they believe in, never in vain. Standing 10 toes down, bringing awareness to the pain. Respect is earned by how you carry yourself, not by tearing others down for personal wealth. Real men don't back down, they fight with honor and stealth against injustice and falsehoods that threaten our health. Let's uplift each other instead of tearing apart, supporting one another from the start. Real men stand tall with courage in their heart, fighting for justice and truth, playing their part. Here's for the men who share their truth, never afraid to stand tall in their boots, respecting our women, fighting for what's right, supporting our kids day and night. Real women out there blazing trails, men by their side never looking pale. Rights for all, let's keep the balance true. Men have a voice, let's listen to. In this crazy world where battles are fought, let's remember the men who give it all they've got. Respect to those who speak their stories loud. Together we stand strong and proud. Together we stand, united we'll rise, setting an example for young eyes. In every step we take, in every plan, guiding the next generation's hand. Leading by actions, not just by words, teaching them to fly like birds. Showing love and respect in all we do, for they're always watching, taking cues. Hand in hand, let's pave the way for a better tomorrow, starting today. Our children learn from what they see. Let's show them how great they can be. Let's be what our children need.
Outside, man, honestly.
We all knew she was a bad parent, but I don't think nobody really realized this was going on.
Charlene Bryant is the former sister-in-law to 34-year-old Kelly Bryant, now facing child abuse charges after investigators say they found 3 of her kids living alone in squalor for several years at this Pontiac townhouse on Lydia Lane. Charlene has not been in contact in years and has loads of questions now.
I just don't know how the family don't know when they were so close.
Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald charged Kelly Bryant with 3 counts of child abuse in the first degree, which could mean life in prison if convicted. All of this after police say they found 3 of Bryant's 4 kids, a 15-year-old boy and his 2 sisters, ages 12 and 13, living in horrific conditions.
Her daughters were hiding in a bathroom that was filled with feces, piles of trash, and completely non-functional, while her son was hiding in another room. Police were astonished to find anyone in the location because it appeared to be uninhabitable, with piles of garbage and refuse several feet high, including large amounts of human excrement.
The prosecutor says Bryant lived at the home with all 4 kids back in 2019, but later moved out, leaving 3 of her children abandoned while one of the kids went to live with their dad. Detectives say the landlord called police to the home, worried for Bryant's welfare after not getting a rent payment since last October. That's when the kids were found, shaken, scared, and covered in feces, according to the prosecutor.
Honestly, I thought the grandmother was taking care of the children.
That's the last you heard?
Yeah, that's the last. You went 4 or 5 years without seeing your grandchildren. There was no questions.
We stopped by the Pontiac home of Bryant's extended family, where the police eventually took the kids. We wanted to talk to the adults. Hi, how are you?
No, sir, no comment.
Is there anything you'd like to say, sir? No comment given there. We also searched Bryant's Facebook page, which was easy to find and not set to private. Her content shows her modeling various outfits for the camera.
She's gonna claim she couldn't afford to take care of her kids, which you got your hair done, you got your nails done, you got new clothes on all your pictures. Come on now.
What do you think should happen at this point?
She needs to go to prison and never see her kids again. Them kids need to go to someone that's gonna take care of them.
We're going to go now to our other top story. A judge.
Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble morning. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. This is y'all, shorty, racheal. I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast show. Today, we're going to be talking about the Pontiac mom who abandoned her kids for years, right? She is being charged, right? People were sending me videos like crazy on it so that I could review and react, but I have been down. I appreciate all those that have been showing a shorty support, right? I've been popping up on different panels and stuff like that. Me being able to sit here and do an actual reviews and reaction live, I haven't been able to. So I appreciate my day one subscribers, right? My new subscribers, those that have been here sharing my videos, liking my videos, helping shorty get into the algorithm, right? Helping her bring more awareness to each and every one of the topics that she sits here and brings to y'all, right? I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, man, a shorty wouldn't be making it this far, man. But let's get this podcast started, man. So I'm finally reacting to this video. I've also been, watching a lot of videos, been watching a lot of podcasters, listening to their opinions and much more. This is one crazy ass case right here, right? And a lot of y'all know what I call women like this, right? I call women that shouldn't be mothers, shouldn't be parents, Lilith in disguise, right? This is how I feel that a lot of women are. It's unfortunate, right? Because as a mother, you're supposed to be a nurturer, somebody that cares for your kids. But we got, mothers out here, right, that are popping kids, right? I don't know if some of them are using kids as a tool to keep a man. Some of them, I don't know if they think they could actually sit here, and is ready for, to raise a kid on their own or with somebody. But at the end of the day, right, a lot of us women are just rushing into, sitting here, having sex and popping babies out, right? We won't cut that shit down the middle. It's reality. Like, we got kids having sex already at the age of 9, right? This woman, I don't know what her reason was. It seems like she became a mother at a young age, right? She seems to be 35 now, right? Her oldest son is 15, and she got the 12 and 11-year-old daughter. She abandoned her kids when they were at the age of 10, 7, and 6, right? Which would leave them at the age that they is currently now. Listen, I don't know how this mom, right, managed to sit here and how much fear or what type of fear did she input in her kids, right? Because damn, man, you're talking about 10, 7, 6, right? We know that there's kids out there that obey their parents and stuff like that, but we're talking about a mother, right, that left her kids for years, never stepped foot in the house, just the front of the house to drop off some food. I hear neighbors saying that she was there for hours out of the day, sitting in the car. Whichever way, you was never in there. You didn't take care of these kids. You didn't wash them. Like, okay, you bought them some food. Crazy part about it is, right, the last meal that she bought these kids was a loaf of bread. I can't call her a mother. This woman is nothing more than just a monster, right? And I can't sit here and tell you, why a lot of women do this. I feel as though, like, from what I've been hearing, she was like 18 years old, right, when she had her first child. She was a young woman, right? But that doesn't excuse why this mother sat here and left these kids, the way she left them. I mean, as y'all can see, I just showed y'all a preview. That was a little walkthrough, right? If y'all rewind back the walkthrough of the house, how the house looked, trash piled up. Like, listen, man, as a mother, I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, I could rip a house up, let it be ugly looking. I could just tear the house, shred the house up, take the walls down, fix it, make it look beautiful. right? Turn something ugly into something beautiful. But sit here, leave my kids for years, right? Abandon, not spend time with them, not play with them, not watch movies, not take them out, not sit here and ask how their day is, right? Just leave them in the house for years. I don't know how long the house was without running water, right? But it seems like there was no running water because the toilets was just nothing full of just nothing but feces, no water in it, right? The shower was the same way. The kids, boy. I don't think I think they do show a picture. No, they don't show no pictures of the kids, right? They don't. They don't show no pictures, but they say, that there is pictures of the kids and they look, oh man. I listen, before my kids look like they belong to, the streets, I prefer to look like a bum out here, for real, for real. Let my kids look flashy while I look like a bum. I'm dead serious. I have no respect for women like this, yo. And I am glad that they are pressing charges. We're going to see on one of these videos, how long she's going to do, how much time she's going to do. But right now, right, we got this video that says the mom in Pontiac abandonment case gets 250 million bond on child abuse charges. I'm hoping she doesn't walk out on this bond. So I am reviewing and reacting to these videos with y'all, man. It's unfortunate that we got women like this. I call them Liliths in disguise. I feel as though they don't deserve to have children, but unfortunately, these mammals, these Liliths in disguise could sit here and pop a child. You see where I'm coming? They can pop a child out. They can give birth, unfortunately.
Setting the bond at $250. We're going to go now to our other top story. A judge setting the bond at $250 million for the woman accused of abandoning her children in a Pontiac home.
This is a story we've been following since Sunday when we first found out about the heartbreaking investigation.
Kelly Marie Bryant facing a judge today. The 34-year-old appearing via Zoom in Pontiac's 50th District Court. The judge calling Bryant a danger to the community.
She is accused of leaving her 15-year-old son and her 12 and 13-year-old daughters alone since March of 2020. The children were discovered living in horrendous conditions.
7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels listened in on that arraignment and is outside the home where that alleged abuse took place in Pontiac.
Yo, look at how they're bringing out the piles of trash. This trash truck is about to leave with trash, right? The amount of trash that it takes for one community, one neighborhood right here, like my block right here, to pick up every week. And it passes by once a week. Look at all the trash they're pulling out of this one house. And it's not even a big house like the houses that we're in right now. Well, the house that I have is big as shit. This house is not that big. They're taking trash out. Yo, 5 years. 5 years this lady did not go in there and clean, show her kids how to clean, how to take care of themselves, how to cook, none of that shit. She was just ordering food. This is disgusting. I don't know how she was just out there like nothing. Like this did not once bother her in the head. Like her conscience was fine. She was like nothing out here.
We have spent most of this afternoon outside of this home where 3 children were allegedly abandoned for nearly 5 years. We are told that they were living among mold, feces, and piles of trash up to 4 feet, 5 feet tall, some of which we just saw carried out a few moments ago.
Feces all over the place.
Soiled mattresses, moldy couches, dozens of pizza boxes, and trash, all being pulled out of this Pontiac home almost a week after 3 children were discovered living here. It is alleged that 34-year-old Kelly Marie Bryant abandoned 3 of her children here back in 2020. A boy and 2 girls, now 15, 13, and 12. Presumably 10, 8, and 7 at the time of their abandonment. They were finally found Friday during a All
right, I was a year off on their ages, but still, man, this is not, listen, I can't call women like this mothers. They're nothing more than just women with a womb. That's it. They can give birth. But should they be mothers? No. Listen, man, I've seen 18-year-olds out here give birth and be responsible enough. They know that they gave birth, right? And once they've given birth, their life is not theirs no more. Now they have a whole nother life that they got to take care of, that they got to sit here and protect, nurture. and teach. While other mothers out here is like, boop, they, boop, 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 boop. I don't know if they just pop these kids out. I mean, I don't know if she was being abused before this, but either way, right? I heard in one of the situations that the father tried to be in these kids' lives, right? And she said no. She denied him access. And it's crazy because I know a lot of women out here, oh, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need you. I can't stand you. But you sat here and still popped his child out. You still sat here and laid under them sheets with him to either have sex, to get a good fuck, right? And I'm just saying there's different tiers to, you know, having sex, I guess. And I'm going to say I guess because I'm not out here fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry. So, I mean, there's different tiers. Like, listen, that's a topic for another live. Maybe the word could break this drum down. If y'all haven't gone check the word out, make sure y'all go check the word out, man. Y'all want this broken down like you in kindergarten? Word could explain it to y'all. What I mean by that, that there's, you know, you got sex, you got making love, right? You got fucking. There's a difference. This bitch was out here just fucking. But then again, I don't know her past, and I am trying to get a little deep dive into, you know, her. And so far, it's not much that I can find but what I've been hearing. And I'm not paying to get somebody's background. So unless they put it out here, I'm not going to know.
Wellness check for Bryant. According to the Oakland County Sheriff's Department, Bryant would drop off food periodically and threaten the children to never leave or answer the door. For nearly 5 years, we're told that they had no hygiene products. With the door and windows now open, you can smell the filth inside this home from the sidewalk.
But you're telling me that 5 years, this landlord didn't notice that that house, that the tenant wasn't really staying there, that there were only kids there? 5 years, he only noticed. 5 years. After 5 years, he only noticed that these kids were left alone after, you know, they call the cops and have a welfare check. Where the hell was the family members for 5 years? You're telling me not one family member checked in. Not one family member noticed that these kids were isolated in a house while the mom was outside in a car for hours or partying, living in another whole property. You're telling me that nobody noticed, not even the landlord that came to collect rent. What was she living on, Section 8, and the rent was already paid in or some shit? Listen, you can't make this shit up.
I find her a continued danger to the children.
Bryant is now in jail facing 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. In court Thursday, she was given a $250 million cash bond. The judge saying that she doesn't believe anyone knows where Bryant herself was truly living at the time of this abuse, and that Bryant should have no contact with her own children or anyone under the age of 18.
I'm concerned that she still may have contact with a family member from the jail with instructions to continue to engage in the fear tactics.
Oh, wow.
To forbid the children from cooperating with authorities.
The sheriff has told us that Bryant's 3...
Yo, shout out to this judge for taking this seriously. Like, she said, I am concerned. Like, it's a few judges that I really see like this, yo. Shout out to this judge. Hopefully she throws the whole book on her. Throw the whole book on her, man. Give her life. Don't let her out. Build a casket for her, man. Isolate her. Put her in a hole. Make her feel what her kids felt like, not showering, not being able to use toilet paper. Have her shit in a bucket.
3 children have received treatment from Care House in Pontiac this week. Care House is an incredible local nonprofit that provides treatment for children who are victims of abuse. Stay with us because coming up in an hour at 6, we are taking you inside Care House. Reporting in Pontiac, Sarah Michaels, 7 News Detroit.
Disturbing details there, Sarah. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that, Sarah.
But we begin tonight with questions.
Yes. Those are disturbing details, man. Okay. I don't know how women like this, you know, exist, but unfortunately, right? You know, every woman is born into this world. You got some that are good, you got some that are evil. I guess those are the 3 stages of Eve, right? You got Lilith, right? But you know, those are all myths, right? Those are all storytellers, right? You got Lilith, you got what's the chick after Lilith? I forgot. She's a demon. Then you got Eve, right? the wife that everybody knew that Adam had. But I feel as though, I think Lilith is the worst because she's at number one. No matter how you look at it, the other one comes in number two. And I don't know if it's because she was number two or what. But hey, I feel as though that there are three types of females out here. You got the Lilith. I forget the other demon's name, right? Because it looks like Adam married two demons and a damn human. Then you got Eve. Snap. But damn, all three of them. Wait, no. So was Eve really the one that tempted, Adam to take the apple, or was it one of the other ones? You know what? Never mind. That's a topic for another live. Yo, we got a neighbor that says abandoned Pontiac children would sometimes call out the window. If they called out the window, why didn't nobody even try to, see what was going on, if they was okay or what? Like, let's listen to this. Because I heard a lot. Listen, I've seen, there are so many videos on this case. This mom ain't shit. This mom, they need to build a casket. Like, I'm hoping they give the kids, well, you know what? We got to find out a little bit more about the father. Because as the father, like, did you quit? Did you keep trying? Why was it so hard for you to, why not, sit here and, go to court? Say, I want joint custody of my kids. I know you just came home, you're getting your shit together. But then again, you know what? Court would have made it hell for him. And that still would have took time. That still would have took time too. For him to still be able to be a part of his child's life. But then that would have meant that the mom would have had to get on her case. You see where I'm coming from? But then would she have gotten it? You know what? Yeah, see? Like, would she have gotten her shit together? I don't know. Let's listen to this video.
But we begin tonight with questions still swirling regarding 3 children that investigators say were abandoned for years inside a Pontiac home. Where was the mom living that whole time? Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Kelly Bryant is facing federal charges of child abuse after investigators discovered her children living in filth and squalor for years. And today, our team found out where Bryant may have been living.
And that's not all. 7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels is also listening to the children's grandparents tonight and a neighbor who says he actually had interactions with the kids before.
Up until this point, many of us believe that the 3 children living in this home had no contact with anyone except for their mother for nearly 5 years. Well, today we learned that at least a handful of times they did call out to a neighbor. Was it just that one time?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
A father himself, Jamar Johnson, tells me he felt the need to share that he heard the 3 kids abandoned in squalor in this Pontiac home. For 6 months, he has lived 2 doors down, and occasionally they yelled out their window to him.
They say, hey, nice car. But, and I might wave back at them, but that's it. There's no way that I could have known that they were in a terrible situation.
Johnson says, how could he know that the room the children were calling from was stacked 4 feet high with mold, feces, and trash?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if they was drawing the attention through the windows, y'all telling me not once these kids snuck out, they only snuck out twice. The oldest boy, right, from what I've heard, right, only came out the house twice. Once to fill the grass and to collect the mail. But yet, they were screaming and trying to draw the kids, neighbors' attention and stuff like that, saying, nice car, hey. You're telling me not once were they curious enough to, damn, what did the mom say to them? What type of fear did she put in them? Like, was she threatening them that she was going to kill them or something? Like, I'm just trying to figure this out. At 10 years old, I don't care what my mama said. I was curious. She wasn't here for days. I would have went out there. And I know plenty of other kids that went up too. So, bull. This demon ass bitch.
He says he never saw them outside, but he saw their mother, 34-year-old Kelly Marie Bryant.
She would be outside for hours and hours with a friend.
Johnson says Bryant was always in a car with a friend. He never saw her go inside, and he wonders, who was that friend? Did they know who Bryant was hiding?
She's from here, she's from there. We don't know where she resides.
So many have been wondering where Bryant herself lived while her children sat in isolation. Court documents show 2 addresses. At one of them, I talked to a woman who confirmed Bryant was living here. Were you guys living together? The house is about 6 minutes away from where Bryant's children were. The woman behind the door telling me that Bryant always told them the kids were with their dad. And
wow, she was 6 minutes away from their children. My thing is, what was it that you hated your kids? You couldn't stand your kids. You had to live in another house away from your kids. Yo, I cannot stand a day away from my kids. Yo, we got 2 beautiful women in the not on the panel. Oh my God, on the channel. My bad. I want to, give a big shout out to the beautiful Miss Chicago. Miss Chicago's in the building. Blessings, Miss Chicago. We got the beautiful Miss Akimi in the building. Blessings, Miss Akimi. Make sure y'all go check out Miss Akimi. Yo, Miss Akimi's channel is nothing but, how can I say it? It's just refreshing sitting there listening to Miss Akimi, just soaking in that wisdom that she got, that knowledge to give us, right? For real. Like, I'm 35 years old and I can honestly sit here and say that I got to give this woman her roses. Make sure y'all go check her out. Like, trust me, you will not be disappointed, y'all. But yeah, like, back on topic, yo, this right here, I can't, whoa. Hold on one second. Let's go back. Because 6 minutes away. 6 minutes away. Father came home from jail, wanted to be a part of the kid's life, and she said no. But yet you wanted to go out there and whore around. But you couldn't let this man be. My thing is too, like, I'm still questioning it. Did he give up? Did he keep fighting? Why not go to the courts? Why not, But I know it's going to take time too. But this witch right here, this itch right here, why couldn't you be near your kids? Uber Eats while you were out. You couldn't listen while you was out there. You telling me you couldn't take a couple minutes, go in there and cook for your kids, make them a meal? The last thing you delivered to your kids food-wise was a loaf of bread. Like, if that's dinner, like that's breakfast, like that's going to satisfy their appetite. Yo, they need to throw the whole book on this woman. I can't call her a mother. She doesn't deserve the title of a mother. Just because she's a woman and she's got a womb and she can give birth doesn't give her the title of a mother. She's just a woman that gave birth to me. Nothing more than just Lilith in disguise. 3 children abandoned in a house. She left them there. Like, yo, they need to put her in that hole. I keep saying it, and I'm not going to stop saying it. Let her feel what it's like to be without tissue, without being able to wash up, with no soap, with nothing. To live in her own feces. Like, how in the, what? You know what I'm trying to figure out is, how did you manage to keep a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 7-year-old in the house like that? What did you say to them? The grandmother, 5 years. You're telling me, well, you know what? There's grandmoms that are like that. But still, 5 years, not once, though, how's my grandbaby doing? Can I see my grandbaby? It seems like this whole family is dysfunctional. From the grandmother to the mother on down. And I'm not talking about the kids.
Bryant actually played with other people's kids. The 3 children, ages 15. The house is about 6 minutes away from where Bryant's children were. The woman behind the door telling me that Bryant always told them the kids were with their dad. And Bryant...
The man she denied access to. The man she said couldn't see her kids. And I cannot respect a woman that does that. It's too many women out here doing that. Too many of you women out here saying, I don't need you. You don't need to be around your kids. I got this. But yet, you hear, because I know she must have been collecting supplemental income for them kids. She must have been collecting welfare. I know she was collecting food stamps for them kids. So you're telling me out of 5 years, there's not one social worker. 5 years, the welfare is, was she on welfare? 5 years, you're telling me that what she was going in there, not once did they ask to see the kids? I mean, I know that shit going into the welfare office, social security office, all of them. Once at least I have to pop in with my kids because I don't have always somebody to take care of them. 5 years. I'm just stuck on that. You were 6 minutes away from your kids. It's like you hated your kids. Why have them? And it's crazy. There's women out here that wish they can give birth and they can't even give birth. And they have to go out and adopt, go through the foster care. And then there's some women that pretend they want to give, they want to, sit here and adopt a baby. But for what? Oh. Go search up how much they pay you just to become a foster parent. I'm going to just leave it at that. Yo, I just want to smack a bitch.
She played with other people's kids. The three children, ages 15, 13, and 12, are currently...
You see what I'm saying? She played with other people's kids, but not her kids. You couldn't play with your kids, but you could play with other people's kids. It was something with her kids, yo. I hear so many people say, "Oh, there's," you know what? I don't think this is a mental issue. I just feel as though that this woman sat here, popped her first child at 18, and she wasn't ready. She really wasn't ready. Did she have guidance? Maybe not. Look at, the grandmom didn't check on her kids 5 years. For 5 fucking years, you're telling me that you're not curious. You see your daughter all the time, but you don't see your grandkids. Bitch, get the fuck out. You know what, Ray? Let the video play because you started to curse. You said you wasn't going to do that. You was doing so good.
Staying with their maternal grandpa. Over the phone, their paternal grandpa, Samuel White, tells me he and the kids' father have been trying to see the kids for years.
But it just hurt because it's not the fact that she had to take them through that. Why would she do that and that wasn't the situation?
White says that he personally asked Bryant to bring the kids around. The answer was always no, begging the final question and perhaps the biggest question: why would she do this? How are you guys coping with that?
I mean, it's sickening because it was like we wasn't running from the situation. We always asked about them. They doing all right, but it's a lot of scar there. It's a lot of scars.
Bryant will be back in court March 4th for a probable cause conference. In Pontiac, Sarah Michaels, 7 News Detroit.
A very difficult situation indeed. Thank you, Sarah.
Yo. and you see, women. Listen. I know we all want to be independent, right? We all want to, we got this. Like, we may be mad at the baby daddy for some reason, but we still laid there with them and made these kids. And if we can't be with them, at least we have to take our ego and our pride to the side and co-parent with our kids. Because at the end of the day, right, we sometimes need that break. And who better than the person that wants to be there? If the father wants to be a part of his life, let him be. There's too many fathers out here that are just making kids with women and don't want to be a part of those kids' lives. They wish that the woman gave an abortion, but the woman didn't want to. My body, my choice. While there's men out here that are dying, killing, willing, stealing, just because they're willing to be with their kids, but the woman says, fuck you, no. To end up in a situation like this, that's why you said no. And I'm talking about the good men. Fuck the deadbeats. Fuck the fathers that don't want to be a part of their kids' lives. I'm talking about these good men out here. Y'all women want to push them to the side like they ain't shit. Like they don't mean nothing. Blessings, Uncle L. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm speaking as a mother. I'm speaking as a woman. I'm speaking as a fiance because I ain't his wife yet. But damn, like these good men are only worthy when they're sitting here getting us out of the messes that we get ourselves in. Is that the only time men are really worthy? That's fucked up if you're a woman and you think like that.
When a big city sheriff says he's never seen a scenario so dire, one that would be deplorable and intolerable even for an animal, you better brace yourself. And I'll say that again in case you think I'm exaggerating. Brace yourself. This is a bad one. The pictures deserve a graphic warning.
This story came to light at the end of last week in a Detroit suburb of Pontiac, Michigan. Oakland County Sheriff's deputies found 3 children in this house in these conditions: a 15-year-old boy and 2 girls aged 12 and 13.
Look at how the house was. You could see the mold in the walls. Look at the trash. These kids was barefooted with fingernails longer than... Damn, I'm trying to find the character. Yo, barely could walk because that's how long their fingernails are. I don't know if y'all know the reggaeton artist Evie Queen. Her nails are so long. Well, these kids' nails were as long as Evie Queen's nails, foot and hand. I mean, it was so bad to the point that these kids barely could walk. It looked like they had issues walking, they said. Not once had a trim. Like, you not once groomed these kids. But she was out there looking pretty. At one point, they were saying she was homeless. But you're not homeless. You know what you're doing. You're out here. You living your best life off of these checks that the government is giving you. While your kids are at home starving, needing your attention, your affection. And where the fuck you at? Out there fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry, and God knows who else.
Their mother had left them in that home to fend for themselves.
Look at the
almost
toilet.
5 years ago. Do the math. They would have been 10, 8, and 7. That fact alone is mind-boggling. But so is this. They existed on weekly drop-offs of food from Instacart and DoorDash.
Look at that.
But towards the end of that 5-year ordeal, the food that was dropped off ended up being a loaf of bread. Obviously, somebody also was paying the rent on that house until they stopped. That happened.
Yeah, and when the rent stopped, that's when the landlord said, I wonder what's going on. Is she okay? That's the only time the landlord gave a fuck, is because his income stopped. Other than that, the landlord don't care. He didn't care before this. And every other neighbor too, they didn't care before this because they seen the mom. They seen how she was. Y'all telling me y'all knew she had kids, but now when she outside with these kids and nobody said nothing. Come on, man, y'all fathers and mothers out here. You're telling me that it's normal for a woman to be outside all day and her kids in the house? Hey, you got a nice car. Hey, what's up? How you doing? My name is, such and such. What's yours? That right there. I mean, I don't know if I'm asking the right questions, but I swear to God, these are logical questions that I'm asking. And you know what, Ray? I think they will understand once you start making, the storm piles up with just cuss words. Like, damn. Believe all women, they say. And I'm a woman saying this, man. She should be treated exactly the same way as she treated and neglected these children. That's so true, Miss Akimi. That is real right there. That's some facts right there, yo. Whoa, she needs to be without soap. They need to throw her in the hole. That's what they need to do. Put her in the hole, right? Just don't even give her a bucket. Screw the bucket. She don't need the bucket. Look, her kids were living in piss, shit, feces, feces. Look at the food. Look at that toilet. Look at the toilet. Look at this shit overflowing on that toilet. 2 girls, 1 boy. The girls, 8, 7, right? They said. It's kind of difficult to squat on a toilet like that, full of shit and feces, and not, I'm tough. Yo, I just want to smack the hole.
Last October. And it was therefore the landlord who called the sheriff's office for a welfare check. By then, of course, those children's welfare was all but non-existent. Their house was overrun with garbage and feces and mold. Their clothes were filthy. Their hair was matted. And just so you know the extent of the neglect, their toenails were so long they could barely walk. Their last delivery of anything related to personal hygiene was a half-decade ago and was only a box of trash bags, some gloves, and a can of air freshener.
Some trash bags, some gloves, and an air freshener. What was they going to do with the air freshener? It wasn't going to disinfect nothing. Trash bags. What was the trash bags used for? What, to cover something up? Because, boom, I don't know if y'all seen the walkthrough, but we'll go back through the walkthrough. If y'all rewind all the way to the beginning of the live, y'all will see the walkthrough. Like, this shit is crazy. If these kids had this much trash in there, you're telling me that there was not one roach, not one mice, not a mouse, not a rat in sight. They wasn't just living in there with trash. They were living in there with insects and rodents, man. You've got to be fucking kidding me. This was way more than the dumpsters. This was the trash site itself where they go dump the trash at. This woman ain't shit. She doesn't deserve to be, she's nothing more than, you know what? We're going to keep calling her Lilith. Lilith ain't shit. Because she's not a woman. She's not a mother. I don't know what the fuck she is right now. Fuck it.
5 years ago. They hadn't been to school since 2020, and the two girls apparently hadn't been outside that house.
Hold up. She said they haven't been in school since 2020. So you're telling me that, not just the parent failed these kids, so did the system. Because shit, let my kids miss so many times. I get a letter from school saying, you could be in truancy. I'm like, damn, my kid was sick. But here you go. Here's the doctor's notes. Here's the letters. And they still want to fuck with certain parents. You got to go for what? For what? They're sick. They're sick. They can't go to school. But shit, bitch, they missed 5 years of school and y'all telling me y'all not once sent somebody, a social worker, a cop, anything, just to see if these kids are still alive. So I don't just blame the parents either. I don't just blame the mom. Wait a minute. They was in the school system for a minute. And out of nowhere, they stopped going for 4 to 5 years, almost. And y'all not once sent a social worker to do a check. Wait. One person cared enough. His income stopped coming in. That's why he cared. Unfortunately, we got people like this in this world, yo. It's unfortunate that we got people like this. Ain't nobody cared about these kids, right? Until the mom, right, stopped paying rent. The landlord noticed that, his income wasn't going to come anymore. Calls the cops, calls the parents. Boom, this explodes. The grandparents to come get the kids because she's getting arrested. Boom, news explodes. Now everybody knows about this. But 4 years. What did the school think? They were on vacation?
In years. Tonight, the children's 34-year-old mother is in custody, as she should be. But it begs the question, where was everybody else? Where was the father? Where were the schools? What about the neighbors? How could this nightmare have gone on for so long? Joining me now is the Oakland County Sheriff, Michael Bouchard. Sheriff, thank you so much for being here. I literally can't even believe, as I read those details again, that I'm reading fact. How are the children right now, and where are they?
So we took them immediately out of the home once we discovered them, took them to medical care, and then involved our Child Protective Services. And they have been placed temporarily with relatives that were unaware of what was going on. And we have a lot more scheduled for them this week. We've got a much more detailed health and mental health examination of them. We've already done a kind of a psychological question kind of thing with a care house, kid gloves treatment to try to figure out what they're feeling, what they know, things like that. Thankfully, they're responding very well. Our detectives said when they saw them at the care house interview that they were chatty. And obviously, when we first encountered them, it was nothing like that. The girls were actually hiding in a locked bathroom.
How is their development, given the fact that this is almost half their life? They've lived alone as young children with no adult care. And just no love.
Yeah, it's horrendous. It's really difficult to wrap your head around this case. I've been in this business a very long time and seen horrific things, horrific murders, horrific child abuse. But this is a terrible one that was magnified by how long it went on over the period of years to not have an adult or any love or any structure, any education, none of that. And so, it's just really difficult to wrap your head around. But we're doing everything we can to set them up on a better path. The community has responded and filled our sheriff's office with clothing for them, and they're making donations. We're going to set us to try to get them, a fund for their health, both physical and mental health, and maybe some educational funds set aside for them.
Sheriff, the obvious question is, you've arrested the mother. I understand you can't reveal her name because she shares a last name with these children.
Okay, he said they're trying to gather the funds and all that. I get that. But if they're with a family member, right, why not start them and give them health insurance, right? And start the process for the foster care so that they can get the income to stay with the kids. Before that, make sure that they're, able and stable to stay with the kids. Because I know y'all have to do that background check. Hopefully y'all do that background check because y'all failed these kids once already. But if y'all find them a stable home, right? Start their insurance and all that, then they could be stable. You talking about collecting funds and all that. Why not do this the right way? Why y'all got to go out and collect funds and gather all this? Oh, because of what Biden did? You know what? Let me keep my mouth shut. That's probably a topic for another day.
What is her response? Is she talking? Why on earth would anyone do this?
Yeah, she's been talking to our investigators, but so far no reason for this. And, it's one of those things, how do you even come up with a reason for this? When you watch the television ads showing dogs and cats in a deplorable condition that evoke that heartstring where you want to contribute to them, imagine that times 10 and then do it over a period of years to children. So it's really difficult to kind of wrap your arms around this. But we're going to do everything we can to wrap our arms around those kids and to make sure, quite frankly, that this mother is held accountable.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
That is so true. As Akimi says, back in the day, our support systems and tribes were a lot more support-filled. The core family is gone, no accountability, and that's true. Family do not take accountability nowadays. Hold on, let me see. Here we go. I got the perfect lyrical poem for it. In the old days, love was pure and true. Now it's just a show for all to view. People use it for their own gain, leaving hearts in sorrow and pain. Once a sacred bond, now just a game. Hearts are broken, never quite the same. Love used to be a beacon bright, now it's lost in the shadows of the night. Oh, how we long for those days of yore, when love was honest forevermore. But now it's twisted, tainted and cruel, leaving us drowning in an endless pool. What can we do? In the spiritual world, all seems bright, but shadows lurk in the dead of night. Half of humanity wears a wicked guise, evil deeds hidden behind virtuous eyes. Beneath the surface, a darkness lies, masks of deceit veiling their lies. In this realm where good and evil collide, the line between them is blurred, hard to decide. So tread carefully in this world so grand, for not all that glitters is gold in the sand. In the spiritual realm where illusions endure, evil and good dance in eternal obscure. Just imagine that. Karma doesn't ask you how you want it, it just comes and take it. So be careful how you treat others on your way up the ladder, cause your way down, trust me. In a world of empty stares, fake love fills the air. Sincerity's distant glare, leaving hearts in deep despair. Truth is lost in the web of lies, hiding behind deceitful eyes. Love that fades and slowly dies, leaving us with heavy sighs. Aching souls in a loveless land, yearning for a genuine hand, but fake love rules with cruel demand, leaving us to understand. In this age of like and retweets, we've forgotten what real love truly means. It's not just about show and tell, but a feeling that makes our hearts swell. It's hard to know who's true and who's fake in a world where appearances are hard to shake. But real love is deeper than a profile pic. It's in the way that someone makes your soul click. So let's not get lost in the digital haze. Let's remember what real love truly conveys. It's not about followers or online fame, but a connection that sets our hearts aflame. In this world of make-believe, they all wear a smile.
But behind the scenes, it's just the clever guys, puppets in their show, dancing in their stage. We're all just pieces of their charade. Beneath their mask of joy lies the tangled web, where secrets and deceits are carefully bred. Their lovey-dovey act is just for display. We're all caught up in their twisted play. So let's break free from this illusion so grand and see through the facade with hearts unplanned. No longer pawns in their game of charade. Let's find our own path and not be swayed. I feel like I'm surrounded with people with strings attached to their back, waiting for their master's command. It's like when I was little, right, and I was reading Pinocchio. Every time that he told a lie, his nose grew. It's just that, you know, in real life, their noses don't grow. Karma just catches. In the shadows we see a love so pure and meek, but all that's left is a ghostly echo, a memory bleak, longing for a bond that's true in this world so cold and weak, yearning for the love we knew before the all turned antique, lost in illusions of affection, bleeding like the mist, hollow hearts yearn for connection, any realm dismissed, seeking solace in echoes of the past where love truly exists, but all we find are mere reflections of what loved ones kissed. Amidst the ruins of our hearts we search for something real, yet all we grasp are faded echoes of what used to appeal in this world where love has become just a commodity to steal. It's just a little food for thought.
In the spiritual realm, that's what that lyrical poem is called. In the spiritual realm. In the spiritual realm, all is not well, as you can see. We got good and evil colliding. What the future has to see. Oh boy, man, I'm telling you, man. Shout out to Miss Akimi, yo. Like, she really, man, Miss Akimi is one of the people on this joint that inspires me, you know, to write poems, man. If y'all haven't checked it out, go to Amazon, man. I'm gonna start leaving the links. I think I have a description down on the description. I have a link, right? Go check out Shorty's first poem book, right? It's a poem full of short poems. I'm working on dropping the second book out. I'm also working on it's kind of like a biography, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this biography like in a storytelling way, too, so that people could understand how the Shorty overcame her past and much more, right? For those that, you know, dealt with trauma, have dealt with abuse, sexual abuse, and much more in the past, right? So stay tuned to all of that, but make sure y'all go check out that the lyrical poem, the surest poem, right, on Amazon. So I do got my first book out. Check a Shorty out, yo. But back on topic, man, this mom ain't shit. This mom ain't shit. And by the way, go check out Miss Akimi. Y'all will not regret it, yo. She be hitting on them topics, yo, and that knowledge and that wisdom. Young ladies, yo, y'all be asking me. Miss Akimi is a page that y'all need to go check out. Y'all looking for them pages where y'all can get that wisdom, that knowledge, that motivation. Yo, go check Miss Akimi out. All right, so back on topic, right? Michigan mom faces life in prison for abandoning kids for years. This woman right here, they need to throw the book at her. I have no respect for women like this. Unfortunately, we're surrounded like women like this. That's why I said earlier, I feel as though like on some real shit, even though it's myths, right? I love reading history. I love, stories. I love reading books point blank, right? And when I go towards books, I go towards history, right? I go towards mystery, crimes and all that, right? Horror. For some reason, that's my go-to, the same way it is for movies, right? And one thing I could tell you, right, diving down the rabbit hole, learning about our history, I have a question. Can we break free from the chains of society and be who we truly meant to be? I think some of us can. I don't think some of us got the power to sit here and break through them chains.
3 Michigan children abandoned by their mother, police say, and left to fend for themselves for years. Look at this. We now got mom's mugshot. This is 34-year-old Kelly Bryant. She is the accused, waking up behind bars this morning, accused of 3 counts of first-degree child abuse, looking at life in prison if she is convicted. Officers found the children, siblings ages 15, 13, and 12, an older boy and 2 younger girls, when the landlord asked for a welfare check. Look at these pictures. So the landlord called attention to the police for the welfare check because Bryant stopped paying her rent in October.
The defendant instructed the kids that they were not to answer the door or leave the house. All three children expressed fear about what their mother's response would be if they left the home. Defendant concealed the children from family and friends and lied about who was caring for the kids and their whereabouts.
It's believed that the children had been living like that for 4 years. Can you imagine?
Well, I can't imagine. Like, I can imagine, but I can't. I don't want to imagine, but it happens, right? How is it that us women create these house of horrors for our kids? And I'm not including everybody. I'm just speaking in general, right? If the shoe fits where that is, and if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But how is it that a woman, a mother, right, could sit here and create a house of horrors for her own child? It's, I don't think no amount of therapy can sit here and help a woman like this.
Not being allowed to leave the house. The mother allegedly put fear in them. Fear. If they would have left that house, what would have happened to them? So now we're wondering, what's mom's defense going to be? Let's talk about it. Let's bring in our legal eagles. Still with me, attorneys John Phillips and Michael J. Brown. I want to welcome into the conversation private investigator, former law enforcement officer, and military serviceman Manuel Gomez. Manuel, let me start with you. Your reaction to this case, and what do you think the defense for mom may be at trial?
Well, in this case, morally, there is plenty of responsibility to go around for how this happened. First of all, the system failed on so many levels. One of the levels that really disturbed me, in 2022, she went to court with her fourth baby's father, and she turned around and he was petitioning for visitation. She told in court that she cannot support herself, she can't support the kids, she's not capable. And at that point, they should have ordered a wellness check. Nothing was done. And besides that,
wait a minute. So the system failed these kids heavily. Wait, the father did take her to court. Why didn't they say this before? So he did take her to court because she said she couldn't take care of these kids. So basically she was getting an income for these kids. See, the father had every right, if she didn't want them to see the kids, to sit here. Why did, you know what? Some of y'all men, I'm sorry to say it, right? I apologize ahead of time, but some of you men are nothing more than just simps. Yes, men. And y'all gotta stop that shit, man, especially when you got a Lilith right next to you. I know, listen, man, you know how you hear the stories, girls like these bad boys, right? They just want to be with bad guys, right? But guess what? Listen to what happens to them when they end up with the bad boys. They end up miserable, heartbroken, with kids and no baby daddies, right? And that's not always the case for every bad boy, because you got the bad boys / nerd. You know what? That's a topic for another life. We're not going down that rabbit hole. But yo, it's the same thing with y'all guys. Y'all out here, I don't know if it's y'all looking for, a woman with an hourglass, or is it just all the ass? You see where I'm coming from? Because I hear a lot of y'all, oh man, she's got to have that ass on her. If she don't have an ass, I don't want nothing to do with her. I'm saying, there's plenty of women out here, nice bodies and everything. Their asses just don't fucking sit here and hit the floor like your balls wobble down to the floor. Like, come on, let's make it make sense. So y'all out here looking for figures instead of looking what's inside of the woman. Same way that the woman is out here looking for, the package and what the man looked like instead of looking what's inside of the man. And that's where both parties end up feeling and end up in situations like this. And it's getting worser and worser. Oh shit, I didn't know that Miss Akimi had said something. Hold on 1 second. Mothers are having children when they have no natural affection. Can't give what they didn't get. Grandmothers raising kids while moms are leaving their best lives. Sons, sans their fathers. Sons of their father. Sons, their children. Facts. And it's too much of that going on. But damn, Miss Akimi was nicer saying it. I just went on a whole rampage. Guys, make sure y'all go check out Miss Akimi. I told y'all she would. She would. Moms are living their best life without sons. Okay. I got it. Without. Miss Akimi got so much knowledge and so much wisdom. She was so nice with it. I had to let it out though, because I just like if I had her in front of me, you know what? Whoo, I think God made me a woman for a reason. Oh, I couldn't be a man. I couldn't. I could not be a man. Even if I wanted to, I could not be a man. Well, I'm telling you right now, this shit is crazy. Like I'm, oh, you know what, Rachel? Keep all your thoughts inside your head because they gonna hate you forever. I can't be with a woman like this, yo. I couldn't be with a man like this. Like this shit is crazy. I'm done.
Okay, Board of Ed should have sent a truant officer. These kids were in school during the duration they lived at this residence. And the fact of the matter is, the Board of Ed dropped the ball. Nobody sent anybody. Now, the mother could say they were transferred to another school. But the fact of the matter is, you would have to transfer the educational records. Nothing was ever transferred. There's so many levels here. And I can't see an insanity defense on this case because she was paying the utilities, paying the rent. She knew exactly what she was doing. This woman was capable and culpable.
Thank you, Ms. Akimi.
There's no doubt that she's going to be found guilty.
Boom, drop the mic right there. Capable and culpable. That ought to be the prosecutor's theme, Manuel. Thank you for that. Michael J. Brown, let me go to you next, please. What defense might this lady possibly have?
Obviously, the facts are very disturbing, Julie. The only thing that comes to mind is somebody like this with these set of facts. I certainly would want to get a psychiatrist, a psychologist involved. If there's any hint whatsoever of any type.
I mean, it's a good thing you want to get her to see a therapist or psychiatrist, but anybody can see that she didn't want these kids. Point blank, period. She just wanted that check. She went to court with my thing is with the father. I just want to smack the father upside the head. I want to grab a baseball bat and just hit him in his nutsack. I'm dead serious. Like, dude, like you dumb ass mofo. Like you're telling me that you went to court for custody. You could have called the cops on her. What was it? You still love the chick? You had feelings for the chick? You felt why? She wasn't letting you see your kids. Man, as a father, listen, I'm not bringing no man down, but I've seen so many men do this, and I'm telling you that as a father, if I was a father, right? But I'm a woman, and I'm not a man. But if I was to be a man, right, and be a father, I will fight for my kids. And if I notice that oh, damn, something's not right, why can't I even see my kids? I'm paying child support too, and I can't see my kids? Oh, no. Something got to give. Something got to give. I don't see him fighting as hard, but maybe I'm tripping.
Type of mental disease, trauma, PTSD from maybe her upbringing or even her relationships. I don't know, but that's the initial thing that comes to my mind in terms of what I would want to explore. Really, that's the only thing that comes to mind.
Sure. No, but appreciate that because everybody's asking, what in the world are we going to see from this woman after we understand, based on what law enforcement has said, that this was an abandonment, but she still kept eyes on them, forcing them to stay there. That's really, I think, what's most stunning. It
was an abandonment, but she still kept eyes there, forcing them. So I think that, like I was saying earlier, right? I was curious, like, damn, 10 years old, 8 and 7, I would have, I would have sat here, I would have, snuck out. I would have been curious, but these kids didn't. And that's why she had somebody watching, probably when she wasn't there. And when she was, she was there almost all the time, keeping an eye on them. She lived 6 minutes away. And I don't think that was the only place that she was staying, because I've seen so many videos. And I mean, listen, there's YouTubers and podcasters out here with this story that, like, listen, I had to do my research before I hopped on this. Like, I want to give a shout out to everybody that DMs me these videos. Keep sending them, Johns, because sometimes I can't see everything that's out there. And I appreciate y'all for sending me these videos and letting me know what's going on. Like, yo, I just feel as though just throw away the key. Throw the book on her, throw away the key, right? Give her life in jail. Make her feel how her kids felt. But I think, yo, man, my question is, right, whoever the kids are going to be with now, are they going to be good? Is the why is the father going to sit here and claim his kids now? Is he stable to claim his kids? I mean, he said he was fighting for so long. Hence, I don't see a 911 call nowhere. But anyways, you going to raise your kids now? You're going to be a part of their lives? You're going to be there for them? You're going to, help them out in this, situation they're going through? I mean, I see the grandpa was on the phone earlier too, so I'm just a little curious. Because now that I know a little more, I'm sitting here like after that whole court situation, you would have called the cops on this chick a couple times already. Something would have been done, but you let it go for 4 years too. So I don't know if this man was a simp. You see where I'm coming from? He was a yes man, what the fuck he was. But at the end of the fucking day, yo, she didn't have no rights to be with these kids. I would have been curious as a father, as her mother, right? As a grandmother, I would have been curious. I would have been curious on all angles. If I put myself in each and every one of these shoes, right? Curiosity would have hit me. But I'm trying to figure out, the curiosity is hitting me now. How is it that in 4 years, the curiosity didn't hit any of these individuals to be like, damn, something's not right? Oh, it did hit one person. And I showed the video in the beginning. And it was the wife of one of her, the ex-wife of one of her brothers. She even asked the question, like, damn, she thought the kids were with the grandmom at one point, but it turns out that it wasn't even like that. So it seems like that at one point she was living with the grandma, with her mom, before she even moved into that apartment. But you know what? I don't know. There's a rabbit hole that I would really like to, but I'm not paying for her background check. So unless they put it out here, I'm not going to find out. I'm dead serious.
Just like, okay, so there was power and control exerted on these kids, according to police. John Phillips, I know you got a lot of thoughts. Please.
And that's the sign of culpability and conscious decision to do this. One of the things said that she actually had Febreze delivered to the house with some garbage bags so that they could just, spray it to make it smell better. And that the little boy, like once or twice, wanted to go outside just to touch the grass. And as a father of a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old, if 4 hours go by, I miss them. If 4 days go by because I'm out of town in trial, I'm on the phone. I can't be away from them. 4 years, like there's a place in hell for that. Excuse my language. Like
yes,
this is
say it, John.
This is awful.
Now, what's awful is that the bitch thought that Febreze was going to clean the stains and take the smell away. Man, let me give y'all a little food for thought, right? I mean, not a little food for thought. Let me give y'all a little advice, right? Because listen, Febreze is going to cover the smell for just a little bit. But do you know that once that, Febreze starts fading away, your house is going to smell 10 times worse? The smell of roses mixed in with the smell of shit is not a good combination. Roses is not strong enough to cover up the smell of shit. She needed to bring gallons of Clorox and freaking Lysol in that bitch. She needed to bring in the type of what is it? I forgot the name of it, man. And I know I knew the name of it at one point. The cleaning supplies that they use in the hospitals. People think it's Clorox. Is not. I hope y'all do. When y'all go into hospitals, do y'all smell Clorox? No. The cleaning supplies is different. But anyways, that's what they need. She needed to use in that house.
And just the squalor and knowing that it's not going to end with the criminal justice system because these kids will be damaged for life. And kudos to the sheriff. I know they're raising money and clothes for these kids. If anybody out there has a clothing store or some teenage preteen clothes, like get in touch with the Oakland Sheriff's Office. It's awful.
Yes, no, it really is. You hope people see this. I know hearts are breaking all around the country with this news. I mean, just topping the headlines everywhere you look. People are talking about. I've been getting so many calls and messages about this one. This is a bad case, and thank you for that, John. Let's turn now to another aspect of it, and that pertains to where the kids will live next. So at this very moment, they're in the care of relatives, and according to the sheriff, they didn't know what was even happening. Take a look.
Family is asking, apparently, some of the folks that are now involved with the kids that didn't know, that's another question we've asked. They didn't know what was going on with the kids. They had been told by her that somebody else was babysitting the children or other kinds of things. So they were unaware what was happening so far, according to our investigation.
So what about other people who maybe knew something? Manuel Gomez, I want to go to you on this one.
Let me ask people, right, whether you're in the chat or, you just catching in, right? Or if you catch the replay, leave your comment down, down below and let us shorty know what you think and how you feel. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all believe that other family members knew what she was doing? I'm starting to think that this chick, right, was keeping that house there just so she can get that income, right? Then she was staying somewhere else for free, right? But as long as she bought, I guess, drugs and liquor and stuff like that, everything was cool. So nobody was going to bother her. I guess she was the one that always bought the stuff, right? The party starter. I'm really starting to believe that she just kept them in there just so she could keep getting that child support and the whatever income the government was going to give her. That's my opinion, but what do y'all think?
Red flags maybe should have been spotted. What do you think?
Well, you know what? It's correct when it goes about the family. It's been 5 years, almost 5 years those kids were missing. How do you not say, where are your children? And if you're saying, well, they're visiting, they're being taken care of by somebody else, you don't go to see them? Come on. What kind of family is that? Just like my colleague said, if my kid is missing for 4 hours, I missed them. 4 days, a day I missed them.
Like I said earlier, the whole family has to be dysfunctional. Something is wrong with the whole family. And you know what? Whether y'all like it or not, right? In our communities, there are families like this. It's not just the daughter or, or a cousin or something like that that's dysfunctional. It's not just a drug addict auntie. No, it's way more in certain families, right? Ain't no family picture perfect frames out here, for real, for real.
The family didn't miss these kids. And the fact that they were put into the custody of the family is egregious. It is disgusting because these kids need psychological help. Julie, they had a functional cell phone and they were not able to call 911. You're telling me those kids don't need psychological help, that the family's going to provide psychological help, that did not look for them, that did not file a report? I'm sorry.
You're absolutely right. I mean, they need to go back to basics, learn the basic ways to live. They were deprived of soap, for crying out loud, and adequate food. John Phillips, to you next, please. Your thoughts on whether they should be with a family.
Well, again, it's the family that left them behind. And I saw something about the father being in jail and maybe coming out of jail, but the intensive treatment and also, taking it to another level. You're talking about a 15-year-old boy, a 13-year-old girl, and a 12-year-old girl. Guess what? Preteens, pubescent. I can't even imagine. They had no parenting, no guidance. This is something that a family would want to take them in. But then if you have other kids around, you've got to reprogram them for a while. And no child is a lost cause. And we're going to, I hope society gets this right and enforces this, but there's so much liability to go around. I don't know where you start.
All right, back on the record with the, yo, listen, man, I'm going to leave the link right here. Anybody wants to come up and talk to a shorty, y'all more than welcome before I end this live, because I'm going to play that last video, give my last, perspective, opinion on this. This case is crazy. There's nothing more than what I've said. I can't say nothing more than what I've already said. Wow. In the face of darkness, I stand tall and strong. With faith as my shield, I'll keep marching on. You may try. Ooh, it wouldn't let me pause it, but that's some truth there, man. My heart won't break. It's a muscle strong. Though used and abused, it still goes on. In this world, it remains humble and kind. Letting go allows me to leave behind. And that's true, man. We have to equip our soul to deal with situations like this, yo. And to tell y'all the truth, man, I had to let go of a lot of things to be able to, deal with situations that come my way. And that's why I'm saying that a lot of women right here, a lot of women ain't ready to have kids. They just popping kids to use them as tools. And I don't think that a kid should be used as a tool. When we see, what's crazy is, right, I feel as though that a lot of parents are the reasons, right, why their kids turn into monsters. Whether people like it or not, whether you're a parent or a guardian of this child, a foster parent, doesn't matter, right? Because that goes into the category of guardianship, right? Whether you're a parent, legal parent of this child, or a guardian of this child, the majority of us are the reasons why our kids turn into monsters. I know some people don't want to hear that. Some people, don't care. But at the end of the day, it's the reality of it, right? We create these monsters. And guess what? Our grandparents before us created the monsters that we are today. The monsters that are creating the new monsters into this world. Y'all ask, right? How can somebody grow up to be something like this? Well, guess what? Monsters are created. They're not born.
Kelly Bryant.
Blessings. We Unlock Nation. Welcome to the live, yo. Guys, make sure y'all go check out We Unlock Nation. Great conversations, great topics, yo. I love his perspective on so many topics, yo. Make sure y'all go check him out. You will not be disappointed. Back on topic, yo. I just want to smack this hoe. I want to smack her. I want to smack the baby dad. I want to smack the neighbors. I want to smack the family. I want to smack the schools, the people that was in charge of the schools. Like, I just want to line them up, and I just want to smack them all down the line. Like, for real. I want to hit them across the head with a baseball bat. I wonder what that'll look like.
It matter. For the record, Ms. Carrick, I know you've had an opportunity to go into a private confidential breakout room to confer with your client regarding the charges in this matter. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why was this done through a Zoom, though?
Are you waiving the reading of the journal information and complaint this morning?
Yes, Your Honor, waive reading, stand mute, ask the judgment not guilty on her behalf. I did advise her of the nature of the offenses, the maximum possible penalties, as well as gave her basic constitutional rights.
All right, this matter is hereby assigned to Honorable Judge Cynthia Walker. She will be back before her on for a probable cause conference March 4th, 2025, for a probable cause conference with an exam date set for March 11th.
All right, so they're scheduling the court date, right? We're going to get right back to that, but I want y'all to take a look at this. This is how she had these kids, 4 years going on 5 years. This is how she had these kids. This is how these kids were living. This is her house. And it's smaller than mine.
That's man, honestly.
Look at that. Trash piled up. Living room, kitchen, bedroom. Empty closet. That's that's probably where the little boy was hiding. With the bathroom. No. Go back to the bathroom. Go back. To the bathroom. This is how she had her fucking kids. That's not a woman. She's nothing more than Lilith in disguise. What? Because she was born a woman? Her vessel was, a woman? She had a womb. She can give birth. That's why they call her a mother. Guess what? Just because she had a womb and she can give birth doesn't make her a fucking mother. Look at that. Clothes in between trash. You're telling me there was no insects? You're telling me there was no rodents in this, John? They was definitely living amongst the wild. Look at this shit. Kitchenware in the living room with trash and clothes. Oh, I see the trash bags now. Wow. And it goes on. That's the crazy part. And it
We
goes
all
on.
knew she was a bad parent.
We all knew she was a bad parent. That's what makes me want to smack the
Now for what's trending in true crime, stunning new developments in the case of three.
We were right here.
Record with the Kelly Bryant matter. For the record, Ms. Kerrigan, on you with an exam date set for March 11th, 2025. Ms. Bryant, that exam date is a tentative date depending upon everyone's schedule, but by the court rule, we have to set a date to keep it going. That will be at 9 o'clock. The PCC, the probable cause conference, is at 1:30. Of course, if you're unable to retain an attorney, and a court-appointed attorney will be
I
provided
can't wait for
you
this trial.
to help you navigate and to communicate before Judge Walker on your next court date in this matter. Pretrial services relative to bond, but for the record, Ms. Kerrigan, are you in receipt of the pretrial services report bail recommendation in this matter?
Your Honor, and I did discuss it with my client.
Okay, all right.
I am, yes.
Okay, and have you read and reviewed that?
I did do that in the breakout room, Your Honor. So there's a lot of feedback, I think, from the jail screen. I think that's our problem.
Yeah, our problem is from the jail screen.
And I talked to her.
Okay, all right. So they're recommending release with conditions in this matter.
Release.
So we're going to go from there. We have the PCC date. I'm going to have you speak to bond, and then I'll make my decision as to bond, and I'll also have prosecution speak to bond. Ms. Kerrigan, you're asking the court to accept the recommendation as provided by pretrial services.
I am, Your Honor. MCR 6.106, if you go through those conditions, provide that a personal recognizance bond with any conditions should be provided unless Ms. Bryant fell under some of the very specified exceptions to a personal bond that are listed. The court can also provide a cash bond if the court finds that Ms. Bryant is either a risk to the community or.
Yo, this bitch is soulless. Look at her. She has no emotions. She's not relentless. She's not remorseful. She's nothing. Look at her like nothing. Like, yo, you didn't just have your kids in that mess. Like, if you did not have your kids living in a house of horrors, you're sitting there like nothing. How does it feel to have your wig off? You don't got them pretty nails on right now, do you? I hope, yo, can y'all throw her in the hole? Don't put her in public. Don't put her, what is it called? Listen, I've never been to prison, so fuck.
This particular case is serious, and we're not denying that it's a very serious case. However, I don't believe that the facts and circumstances of the case give any indication that Ms. Bryant is a risk to the community at large. In addition to that, there's
General population, yeah. That. Thank you, Young Life Nation.
She's a lifelong resident of the county. She was residing within the city limits of this community. She, was employed and she has ties to the community. In speaking to her, she also is asking that the court consider a tether, which could be part of a bond if the people had any concerns that she posed a flight risk.
Hold on, wait a minute. What?
Community and speaking to the community at large. In addition to that, there is no indication that Ms. Bryant is a flight risk. She's a lifelong resident of the county. She was residing within the city limits of this community. She, was employed and she has ties to the community. In speaking to her,
What ties does she have to the community? What is she giving to the community? What community work does she do for the community? Like, what ties to the community does she have that are beneficial for the community? How does she benefit her? How is she important to our community, ma'am? Besides hurting our kids. She abandoned 3 of her kids. So telling me that she's going, what ties to our community does she have? What does she do for our community that helps the community at all? Is she, was she tied with the mayor? I mean, does she give out food? Does she help the homeless? She help out the schools? What? Is she a part of a charity? Community services? Community program? What ties does she have that can keep her out without paying the bond? Fuck that shit, man. Keep her in there. Put her in the hole while she waits too, so she can know what it feels like to be without tissue and no fucking soap.
She also is asking that the court consider a tether, which could be part of a bond if the people had any concerns that she posed a flight risk.
Yes, we on Lock Nation. This is Lilith, the demon that left her kids in the house abandoned for 4 years while she was outside in a car, with her friends, while she was living 6 minutes away in another house and staying at another house while denying the baby daddy access. I mean, well, I don't see the baby daddy fighting that much. They went to court. He had the chance and the opportunity to sit here, go check. I think her baby daddy was a simple yes man, right? And I don't know. He probably wanted to get back with her because I would have called the cops as a man. Like, listen, man, I can't see my kids. I feel as though my kids are in danger. I haven't seen my kids this amount of time. Something's not right. But the motherfucker ain't do that. Now that I know that he went to court and stuff like that, I'm thinking that, he had to go to court and it's going to take him some time. No. It's the other way around. They was already in court. My thing is, damn, the system failed this kid multiple times, not just this whole.
I do think, the recommendation from pretrial services is in line with the Michigan court rules, understanding that it is a very serious offense, but the court rules are what they are, and they do provide that Ms. Bryant should be released on a personal bond with conditions, so that's what I'm asking the court to do.
Ms. Green, would you like to address the court regarding bond in this matter?
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have the opportunity to the pretrial services report. I know, Your Honor, just where to facts yesterday, and that those are fresh in your
One
memory,
moment, please.
so
I'm going to mute the jail. Camera, and go ahead, Ms. Green.
Thank you. I did have the opportunity to review the pretrial services report. I know that Your Honor just listened to the swear to facts yesterday, and I'm sure that those are fresh in your memory. I am requesting in this case, I do agree with Ms. Kirandango regarding MCR 6.106 to the extent that you may not deny bond, but this court has the authority to put in place a high cash bond with conditions. And I believe that it appears that Ms. Bryant is not employed and that her resident status may be transient. So I consider her, and I think that the facts of this case portray her as a potential flight risk, and that there are 3 victims in this case that she should absolutely be prohibited from having contact with. So I'd ask that the court add a specific no contact provision as it relates to the 3 minor victims in this case. And if the court would like me to go on, I can.
No, what I found very suspicious in the report for pretrial services, there's 2 different addresses given to her. So I agree with you, Ms. Green, that one could opine that she's transient. She's from here, she's from there. We don't know where she resides. I do find her an acute risk and danger to the community and to any minor children under the age of 18, let alone the 3 minor children that she is a mother to. With that in mind, I agree with Ms. Kirandango. I cannot deny her bond. That is court, of course. My first knee-jerk reaction was to deny her bond. However, because I find her acute danger, I find her a continued danger to the children. My main concern is, I don't know who, if anyone, that the children have been given to. If it is a family member, I'm concerned that she still may have contact with the family member from the jail with instructions to continue to engage in the fear tactics to forbid the children from cooperating with authorities in their continued investigation.
Yo, I gotta give a shout out to this judge because I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It's been so many judges that I've been reviewing and reacting to that I'm sitting here is like, yo, what is wrong with you? You've got the power to sentence this criminal to this amount of time, but you've given them this amount of time. You're being so lenient, especially those judges that deal with predators. Those judges, I'm glad Howley on their asses, even though I think Howley is a little, well, you know what, we'll get onto that later. But anyways, shout out to this judge, yo, because I'm glad finally a judge is doing what the fuck they're supposed to do, protect. Do their job. Like, yo, lock this motherfucker up. and she's saying it, she don't trust her. Some judges, we have to have, listen, with all the proof that they've got, and they still are lenient with motherfuckers and give them a chance. No. With all the proof you've got, you should throw the book on this motherfucker and throw away the key. I can't be nice, yo. I'm sorry. You gotta cuss at some people like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because I know I'm gonna do it again. So I'm not even apologizing. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. All right. Let me give everybody a reminder right here. Where is it? It's just my mood. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Let me see. Oh, I don't have it on here. Damn. Fuck that. I had my little thumbnail with the I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But it's not here, man. I'm dead serious. This is how I feel. I'm so serious. Shout out to this judge, yo.
For that reason alone, I'm giving her a $250 million bond.
I hope she's not able to pay that shit.
In this matter. Cash only.
Cash only, damn. She's not going to be able to have that.
The other aspects, should she post said bond, she is not to have any contact with these children by family members, third-party agents, or friends. So, Ms. Bryant, I want you to understand, any phone calls from the jail, should you're unable to post this bond, is recorded. Should the court find out that you are sending messages to engage in further fear tactics and intimidation of the children.
Oh, snap. Oh, I didn't know that We Unlock Nation was asking a question. Okay, here we go. My bad. I highlighted his comment and then realized it, right? We Unlock Nation asks, right? What happens to the little girls when they can't wash down their genitals properly without hygiene products? What happens to the girls? Do they develop some type of disease? Well, they could develop a lot of diseases, including bacteria. Yeast infection is one of them. What is that thing called? What is it called? Is that disease that women get like sitting on the toilets and not washing? That bacteria called trichomonas, something like that. It's called trichomonas.
They get it from underwear.
Yeah, from not washing properly and stuff like that. Like the first time I heard it was because listen, the name alone, trichomonas. Like, how can the kid get something like, wait, wouldn't you get that from tricking? The name alone. Then I was shocked when my baby pops knew about this shit. I was like, wait, you're a whole man. How you know? Listen, it wasn't a doctor. The doctor couldn't break that shit down. And my baby pops broke all these things down. And I'm sitting here, I was like, damn. And one thing I could sit here and admit, right? And I could be honest, is that, my mom did a good job raising me and talking to me, but my mom didn't teach me everything I needed to know. Right? And I wasn't dirty. I was very cleansed. I just didn't know that women can get certain things, right? And I learned when I, got with my baby pops, he showed me, not showed me, but talked to me about the different types of women that are out here with their hygienes. You got some that are clean like me. You got some that are not so clean. You got the real dirty ones. Like, I could just go down the list. But, I'm going to leave that to y'all men because I haven't been with a woman that's dirt. I mean, I haven't been with a woman at all. Shit, let me fix that. Yo. We Unlock Nation, itching, burning, skin rashes, fungal infection, pelvic inflammatory. There you go. See, Miss Kimi knows a little more. I haven't been through the stuff, but yes, they go through a lot of them stuff when they don't take care. See, I was taken care of good. See, and I took care of myself good. So I didn't know that women could get these type of diseases until I got way older, until I had my own kids, especially after I had my own daughter. And I had to learn about a lot, way more about the woman body than anything. So I was just shocked that a man taught me way more than what my mother taught me. That's what shocked me. Mind you, I was 21 years old when I met my baby pops, and we were just friends. He took me under his wing. So I was just shocked. A grown men knew more about the woman body than some women knew. So make sure y'all go check out Miss Akimi. Yo, I love when her and Miss Jo Thoughts get together, and trust me, they have these type of conversations that make people be like, oh snap, this is kind of touchy, but hey, they need it, yo. some women don't know how, how to take care of themselves. Like they need to go and watch a video and, figure out that this is what really needs to be done. And, you got women like Miss Akimi and Miss Jotas, they go into storytelling. They'll say here, they'll break definitions down and they'll explain some shit to you. And they're not scared. They're not ashamed. None of that, yo. So big shout out to Miss Akimi, yo, because, same way she just said right there on that comment, she'll go out there and trust me, she'll go raw and uncut with that shit. But yeah, you got to be careful as with little girls. You got to be real careful. The 14-year-old didn't have a cell phone. They had a cell phone. But I was trying to figure out why they were so scared, to even leave the house. It turns out that the mom never entered the house and she abandoned them in 2020. But she would be outside in a car watching. You see where I'm coming from? And she would send deliveries like Uber Eats and DoorDash. The last delivery she sent her kids was a loaf of bread. My thing is, you was right there outside that house almost all day. You couldn't go inside, cook your kids a meal. You couldn't go to the grocery store, buy some food, put it inside a refrigerator. But still, you were outside all day, every day with, whoever you was in the car. Then you was living 6 minutes away from your kids. It's like you didn't want to see your kids. It was like she couldn't stand to be around her kids. I don't know if it was because she hated the baby daddy that much that she couldn't be around the kids. But I know one thing I can sit here and tell you, baby pops.
Yeah.
If you was to find out that I had your kids, listen, if I wouldn't let you see your kids for 2 days, what would you do?
I'm snapping. Fuck I do to you? What my kids do? When they do shit to deserve that, I hate when people do that. Male or female, don't use kids as pawns. I hate that shit.
That's my whole point. So I can't understand when people do this. I mean, it's only but common sense and logic. Unless you have no morals and you're immoral. Am I saying the word right? I hope I said the word right. Immoral, yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, that makes no sense. My thing is, she denied the baby pops access. The baby pops was the son. They went to court, right? Because she said she couldn't fend for herself and the kids and all that. So they went to court, I guess, right? My thing is, right, if y'all was fighting for joint custody and she wasn't letting you see this kid, why not call the cops? You're telling me 4 years in, going on to 5 years, and you're going with this battle with this woman?
No, ain't no way.
And not once is she letting you see your kids, and now you're paying child support?
Ain't no way.
You're fresh out of jail and everything.
Ain't no way.
Like, come on, it's not making sense. Something's not adding up. Something's really not adding up with her.
Yeah.
And then the court system at that. You're telling me the court, not just the court system, babe. They went to court, battled this shit out, and now once that they do a wellness check.
A welfare check?
Oh, yeah, that welfare check. My bad.
It's called a welfare check.
The school, the same thing. 4 years the kids didn't attend school. Why not the welfare check? Our kids miss 2 to 3 days. What do they say? Truancy. Make sure you got the school notes in. Because if not, you have to face truancy. You get them letters in. So you're telling me 4 years in, the school didn't welfare check. What happened to that? 4 years. Our kids missed a week of school, whether it's separate. We get letters coming in. So I guess the system doesn't apply for everybody, right?
The system is flawed.
But like I said, guys, this right here is gonna be the last video. We will do the more videos when we do the current news and stuff like that later on. This situation is crazy. Anybody catching the replay, I would love to hear your perspective, right, on this situation. Once again, she should not be let out. No bond should be paid. And if somebody pays that bond, I feel as though that person was with her, with the shenanigans and all.
They basically condoning what she did.
Yeah.
Her ass sick.
Your phone privileges will be removed. You're not to have, in fact, any contact should you post this bond with any children under the age of 8, third-party agents or friends. So, Ms. Bryant, I want you to understand, any phone calls from the jail, should you're unable to post this bond, is recorded. Should the court find out that you are sending messages to engage in further fear tactics and intimidation of the children,
Smart judge.
your phone privileges will be removed. You're not to have, in fact, any contact should you post this bond with any children under the age of 18 in this matter. If you post this bond, you should be supervised by pretrial services, no alcohol or drugs, no weapons or firearms, and a GPS tether with a verified address, because I'm concerned pretrial services has indicated 2 different reported addresses for you. I don't believe anyone knows where you have been staying, madam. There's no consistent history. Anything further regarding the bond, Ms. Caragongo, Ms. Green?
Just ever so briefly, they had no issues finding my client to arrest her. So I just want the record to be clear on that.
Ms. Green?
Your Honor, you have...
Joe, this lawyer is fighting for her client.
...has been lying about her whereabouts, the whereabouts regarding what she was telling where the children were. So you have a lot on this record in terms of inconsistencies with her location and the information that she's given to put in place this high cash bond.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for your cooperation in this matter. Ms. Bryant, you are thanked and excused from the camera. Ms. Caragongo, Ms. Green, thank you so much. Pretrial service, thank you so much. Ma'am, can you get up and let the deputies know we're ready for the next defendant? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you guys want to come and get your microphones, you're welcome to do so before the next prisoner arrives.
The defendant instructed the kids that they were not to answer the door or leave the house. All 3 children expressed fear about...
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that for the current news, guys. But I wanted to hit on this topic real quick with y'all, right? Get y'all perspectives, right? Man, listen, my DMs are loaded with nothing but videos like this. People have been sending this to me and I've been caught up. I finally got to it, man. Now y'all know how I feel and what I think about this situation, man. Like I tell people, man, it ain't believe all women. It's a shame, right? It's a shame that we got women out here using kids as tools. This is what I feel, and this is what I think. This is what I believe. I feel as though this woman was using her child, her kids, her children, right, as tools to benefit not just from her baby daddy, but from the system. Because, like, yo, man, she has no soul. She's not a woman. She's not a mother. She's Lilith in disguise. I'm gonna keep saying this. This is what I think. This is how I feel. They need to throw the book on her. For real. She ain't shit. She's not less, and I'm tired of saying it. Just because she has a womb and she can give birth doesn't mean that she's a fucking mother. Doesn't mean that she's a good mother at that. Shout out to these mothers out here that are, they are mothers. They are doing what they're supposed to do. They are super women to their kids. Their kids praise them. And I didn't say pray. I said praise them. You know how you should be praising God? You praise before you pray. Shout out to my baby pops for teaching me that. Yo, on some real shit, you praise before you pray. I mean, I don't know how to pray. I don't really pray. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but I always say thank you for the things that, he's given me before I sit here and I complain. I think I do complain sometimes, but I think I'm talking to myself in the mirror when I do that. But anyways, yo, man, on that note, I'm going to see y'all on the next live. Let us shorty know the link was dropped, right? But nobody came up, so I'm gonna see y'all on the next live. It's gonna be an open panel. We're gonna be reviewing and reacting to current news, random topics and thoughts. Man, I appreciate everyone, man. But like I said, the same believe all women. There's a lot of women out here that use their kids as tools. Remember that. And I don't think that your children should be used as a tool for you to get away with what you want to get away with. Whether you're using the kids as a tool towards your baby dad, towards your family, or towards the system. On that note, a shorty out.
In this world of blame and shame, we point fingers, we play the game. But as our children cry in fear, we turn the blind eye, we shed no tears. Believe our women, they say, while our kids are led astray. Lost in darkness, lost in pain, yet their cries fall silent like the rain. It's a shame how far we've come, blaming all the men playing dumb. But our children need us near to wipe their tears and calm their fears. In this land of the free, water's a commodity for you and me. Can't you see? It's not fair, it's plain to see. People struggling to pay for something they need every day. In America where we say we're free, but water shouldn't come at a fee. A shorty just speaking in general about the things that seem so small. This ain't meant towards everyone, just a cry in the dark. In America where water is marked. Brothers and sisters, hear my plea. This is not about you or me. Our kids are the future, they hold the key. Wake up before we're met with defeat. In this world of chaos and strife, we must guide them to a better life. Teach them love, compassion, and light, so they can lead us out of this endless night. Let's unite as one strong force. For our children, let's stay on course. Together we can make a change and secure a better future in exchange. Y'all should have listened the first time they let the cat out the hat. Now it's a crime. Many are falling into a trap, thinking it's a game, but they full of cap. Some are ready and fully strapped, while others keep falling into the gap. The warning signs were clear as day, but some chose not to heed what they say. Now the consequences come to light. Those who ignored are in for a fight. Listen close and learn from this mishap. Don't be caught unaware, don't fall into the trap. From the wisdom of my elders, I learned women are strong, independent, and firm. But sometimes we need a helping hand to conquer challenges and make a stand. Independence is crucial, that's true. Yet together with a man we can pursue. Respect yourself first and foremost, so others will treat you like the most. Ladies, growing up, remember this advice. You're capable of anything you devise, but partnership and respect go hand in hand. Embrace your strength and make a stand. Memories of the past I couldn't see, now I understand. The wisdom they gave me, respect yourself first, that's the key. To earn respect from others is how it should be. A man's worth measured by how he treats his queen. Love and romance in the air, a beautiful scene. A woman's power to uplift or demean. In her hands lies a man's dream. Lessons learned from an OG so true. In matters of the heart, they know what to do. Love and respect intertwined like glue in a world where old-fashioned values still ring through. Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan was a fairy tale. Now males want to be females without fail. Women want to be a man, it's a twisted tale. Flipping scripts and roles, they set sail. Fighting for roles, turning to moles. Making hits with their agenda goals. Targeting our kids, it takes a toll. To them it's a bliss, to us it's a black hole. They ain't trying to miss. Their agenda is the ultimate twist. Infiltrating young minds with their list, but we won't let them persist. I'm with women's rights, but what about men's too? Equality for all, it's long overdue. We want progress, we need to see both sides. Blame and shame won't help us unite. Don't label him a deadbeat without looking in the mirror. Sometimes it takes two to create rupture. Let's have conversations that include everyone. Empathy and understanding, the battles can be won. Men face struggles too, let's not forget. Their mental health matters, let's not neglect. It's time to break down walls and build bridges instead. Together we can strive for equality ahead. You scream for the police every time he come around, then scream child support abuse, playing victim in this town. Enjoy that check, boo, but remember what goes up must come down. The only time he's worthy is when he bails you out the mess you found. You play the game, manipulating hearts without a doubt, but karma's knocking at your door, there's no way out. You point fingers and shift the blame around, but in the end, it's your own chaos that you found. You dance with danger, living on the edge of lies, but the truth will catch up to you, no more disguise. The man you rely on to clean up your mess is so profound, will soon see through your facade and leave you astounded. Using a child as a weapon, it's a shame. A woman who lacks self-respect, I can't acclaim. Real men fighting for what they believe in, never in vain. Standing 10 toes down, bringing awareness to the pain. Respect is earned by how you carry yourself, not by tearing others down for personal wealth. Real men don't back down, they fight with honor and stealth against injustice and falsehoods that threaten our health. Let's uplift each other instead of tearing apart, supporting one another from the start. Real men stand tall with courage in their heart, fighting for justice and truth, playing their part. Here's for the men who share their truth, never afraid to stand tall in their boots, respecting our women, fighting for what's right, supporting our kids day and night. Real women out there blazing trails, men by their side never looking pale. Rights for all, let's keep the balance true. Men have a voice, let's listen to. In this crazy world where battles are fought, let's remember the men who give it all they've got. Respect to those who speak their stories loud. Together we stand strong and proud. Together we stand, united we'll rise, setting an example for young eyes. In every step we take, in every plan, guiding the next generation's hand. Leading by actions, not just by words, teaching them to fly like birds. Showing love and respect in all we do, for they're always watching, taking cues. Hand in hand, let's pave the way for a better tomorrow, starting today. Our children learn from what they see. Let's show them how great they can be. Let's be what our children need.